ready?
No.
No one's ready.
Go.
Hello everybody, welcome to a critically average adventure, and this is the one that we like to call the Fragments. This is a D&D 5e campaign I'm playing with my friends, and these are my friends. Woo! Awoo!
Ow.
That was like kind of slightly werewolfy. When last we saw our protagonists, they had a little potter down into the town of Mordensal and got into their very own proper old style bar fight scenario.
Ye olde bar fighty.
Yeah, with left hooks,
But
right
Mouth
hooks,
Levin loved it.
and axes thrown, and Lord Levin rolling like twos and ones on his what do I do kind of thing, and just getting proper stuck in, like some sort of innate previous fighter experience had kicked in within this individual, and he wanted
Okay, that's
to,
the excuse. We're going to stick with it.
Yeah,
Clearly, an old adventurer.
threw a few punches here and there, and and there was a murder and then a healing of the murder as an axe was buried into the chest of some poor soul.
Here, hold this.
Yeah. And eventually, the quarry, the target of all the mishap, was captured and turned out to be of the employ of the dove, or
Indeed, some apothecary's apprentice.
Sort of a herbalist of sorts, most likely.
A dealer in drugs and illicit goods.
And then you had arranged capture and protection of this individual. Also, the drunk tank was wheeled in and out, and they were subdued. And so was Lord Levin. A few cuts and bruises, but nothing too bad about them. And then you had travelled some distance to the point where you stopped the fire, beyond the fire break that you had created by collapsing some of buildings and things, and we're looking down into sort of like almost like the top-down view that you had with the map, but kind of collapsed in on itself, sewer system over the area where you were, and that's where we're going to come into the adventure. You kind of on the edge of this, like the cobbles are collapsed here in patches, and then there's another bit where the structure has remained solid, and then there's another bit where it's fallen in, where the heat has taken away beams, and the weight of collapsing buildings has kind of collapsed down and through into the below. It's patchy, so it's not completely fallen in, but there are areas where you can get down below.
Didn't our technician-y person tell us that they started the fire under
All Dayze themselves.
All Dayze?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was.
They literally locked them in.
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
They wanted, I think, you would probably gauge from the conversation and the fear that this individual displayed was.
They were cleaning up.
Yeah, cleaning up. Yeah, exactly. Less voices, less less knowledge.
Just quickly, why is it not picking up anything on the microphone?
It is on the bottom one.
Oh, not that one's normally moving too.
No, it's the other one, because it's now counting this as a mic as well.
Oh, this is
because it's got
very
another mic
confusing.
in that camera.
It's because you touched the tech.
Shh.
I did it the other day and it was fine, and then Pete came in and broke stuff.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
So
the other day I turned on the camera. It looked like we were on VCR.
yeah, it was all straight.
Your lovely camera, John, decided to display as VCR. So all I had to do apparently to fix this was swap USB sockets.
Okay, that's weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's very weird.
That's weird.
Sorry, I just noticed it.
I saw what you saw. Yeah, so you stand on the edge of a certain area of cracked floor. What is it we're going for? What is it you're trying to seek here? What is your porpoise?
Well, ironically, a lot of what we were seeking we already found because we found a technician. Thus, we had more
Indeed.
information, and we were going to go find Tacklebrow, but what would be?
I thought we weren't going to find Packle. I thought we were going to go and find lady with the werewolf, with the polar bear,
Feathers.
not feathers.
You're going to go out to the polar bear sanctuary.
No, the one that had the polar bears pulling her wagon, Lady Umbra.
Lady Umbra.
Yeah, that's that.
That
we
was-
saw
that- that
on
was-
the.
that
Yeah.
That was one of them.
Yeah, Lady Umbra wasn't the one who trapped everyone in and burnt half the city down, though. It was Tacklebrow.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, how do you know it's him?
Well, I don't, but I'm angry.
Fair enough.
Yeah, well, you know.
Are we going to go down into the hole and see what we can, if there's anything still left there, and see if we can find a way out into the, because they all, like the kids obviously came through from next to All Dayze, so this system leads to All Dayze somewhere.
I point to the large crater where All Dayze once was.
Is it nearby? Because I thought it was a way away.
You would be able to navigate there with some difficulty. I'm going to need some checks as we travel. The terrain is
Oh, I thought
difficult.
we were actually here. Okay, whatever.
No, so this is where we were in the sewers, I think.
You are the area is quite is maybe like a block, the centre of the fire, and where you were in terms of space within there was a couple of blocks really wide. I think if you think about the size of the map that you were on, it's probably a couple of blocks wide, a couple of blocks deep. So it's a wide area. But if you remember back to that map that we were looking at, you know that the smoke came from the top, the most northwest of that map.
Yeah,
That's your 0 point. You know your.
Can't you fly up and find the middle of the burnt bit?
I can certainly direct you if you wish me to direct you from the air. Yes.
Well, if you sort of fly around and have a look and see if there's anything that sort of leaps out, because you're saying All Dayze is over that way.
Looking around, I go, I believe so, yes.
Yes.
It's all changed somewhat, you know, buildings aren't here anymore.
Yeah. From where you stand, you think you're probably in the middle of the bottom of the map. Maybe you've got to go. You've got to travel northwesterly through the ruins, basically.
Fair enough. I mean, yeah, literally sort of give him a vague line of the sort of thing, and sort of, you know, we can sit here for 5 minutes working out what we can do while he flies around and gets a
Charlie
bird's
will
eye.
start aerial surveillance for you. Yeah, Charlie's up.
Reconnaissance.
Yep.
I love that, Charlie.
You've got drones.
Reconnaissance pigeon on his mission.
Is that the
Recon
sound that Charlie
pigeon.
makes when he takes off?
He makes that with his mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, he goes very well.
Oh, we go!
And takes off.
Well, he actually makes his.
Is that really like when the pigeons take off?
Yeah.
Like, it's
There
not
you go, so it's
graceful
like
at all.
flapping, flapping, flapping.
It's like, am I gonna make it? Am I gonna make it? Yes, boys.
I always like the idea that he's never sure he's going to take off.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
going to take off. Am I?
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and
Yeah.
Oh, nearly. Let me have another. Sorry. Let me. And then he does like squats, and then and the wings follow, and then.
I can see him doing that.
And then he
I did a run up. Ah!
Yeah. Climbs on a barrel.
Yeah.
And then off. Just needs that little bit of altitude to get going.
More encouragement. I can fly or I can face palm. What's going to happen today?
So yeah, there are rubbly remains that kind of drop down in front of you. Ruinous buildings to your left, to your right.
I shall start picking my way through the rubble to try and get towards All Dayze,
Mhm.
keeping attention to Charlie's direction,
Mhm.
and also trying to pick a path through this rubble that one is not going to suddenly fall underneath me. Thankfully, I am light, but I'm trying to find something that's stronger that my bulkier friends can actually get across without disappearing.
Yeah.
You calling me and Jax fat?
Calling you bulky. You use that.
I
You're ripped. You're literally men mountains of muscle. You know?
So he's like, I was like, oi, calling us fat.
Yeah, bulky. So yeah, as you move forwards,
Large. Literally large.
how are you making these checks to describe the situation to us?
I'm a fairly intelligent. Well, actually, I am an incredibly intelligent person.
Smart little goblin.
I'm a smart ass little goblin. It's true.
Smart little cookie.
And I'm very good at investigation and basically perception. So I'm just gonna have to
Yeah.
silence the shit out of this. I'm going basically looking for structural defects in the ground as I can see them. It's not going to be perfect. I can get things wrong. It's rubble after all.
Yeah,
You can't see through it.
can I help as Jax? Because I'm going to be getting out a polearm and be like, poke. I'm going to use the brute force.
But the funny thing about that is that was structurally sound. It's no longer structurally sound.
I think Jax can actually touch stuff with a stick without having to make an attack roll. Like, it's not attacking rubble. It's like, oh, it might be another Caleb Durr. Quickly stab it, because they fucked us up last time. Them Caleb Durr. Yes, you can make a perception check then, Owen, as you move forwards with an
Thank you very
assist
much.
from Jackson. As Jackson taps the areas with the polearm, you can see if there's any shifting within the.
What's that making an advantage?
So
Did
you
you say?
get advantage on the roll.
Yeah. So
Okay,
that's,
cool.
2 rolls and take the
Yeah.
highest with your modifier.
So you can just hold down shift and it will roll it.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Well, 25 in
okay.
total.
Oh, lovely. So yeah, you are able to pick a safe path moving forwards, and you can point that out to your friends, and they are able to follow it. You come to a point where you've kind of reached an area where there are 2 buildings that have fallen like this,
I framed it, yeah.
and there are beams that do this. There is a route through, but where the stuff has fallen from, like the mortar that holds that together has fallen into the pit. This seems unsound as a grounding.
Charlie, is there a way around?
Charlie will have a little look for you.
This is true. He doesn't know, and he's like, yes.
Yes, I think it'll be fine. Don't worry at all. It'll be
So
absolutely.
I'm not worried about me. I'm more worried about my friends.
Charlie. Oh, didn't do bad. I think that's an 18.
Ooh.
You think?
Yeah,
He's just got to get his sheet up.
Oh, yeah, it's an 18. So Charlie says, there is a longer way round. He calls down to you from, kind of hovers a little nearer, kind of peering through. You're looking up through these kind of slanted, splintered rafters. Back up and through this building onto your right. Or round the block.
Can I make a suggestion?
Of course.
Like, you reckon this isn't safe?
Me personally, I just skip through that without a problem whatsoever, but I'm not so sure about you guys. Sorry.
Okay, well, we know another route, yeah?
2.
Yes, back around apparently. Thanks, Charlie.
What do you reckon's the weakest bit here? As I start switching out a polearm for them all.
I check the buildings to make sure they're not occupied.
There are these buildings look like they would have been well evacuated. You can notice just
Double
with
checking.
your regular your passive that there are several beams where they've collided that seem to be load bearing.
Okay, there's nobody in, and there.
Okay.
And I back the heck up.
Yeah, I was going to wait till people backed up out of the way a bit.
I grab Erwin, turn round, put him behind me, and then turn back round. But we've backed up a fair bit.
Yeah, yeah.
We're like,
Good.
give him
Because
some space.
if that's all you did, I'll be carrying and continuing.
We backed up first, and then I'm like,
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
because you're kind of like leading. I just picked you up, put you behind me, because I'm like, I cover him with like my leg.
It's true. It's true, and I have no problem with this. It's a little embarrassing, but yeah.
I'm kind of the opinion that like I'd rather knock down the building rather than other people coming in and it falling on them.
Yeah, you're doing the controlled demolition.
Yeah.
Controlled demolition.
Those air quotes are 15 feet high, guys.
Yeah. These are long ones. These have actually used the spell Skywrite to actually be created. Yeah, you may make an attack against some of these beams if you would like. Just roll to hit.
Oh.
There we go. It was 16 to hit, 13 bludgeoning damage.
Yep. The first beam cracks. And there is shifting dust. There are about 4 of these.
Okay. That was awful. That's going to miss. Like a 9.
Oh, no.
Dunk! That was a brick!
18 for 13 damage.
Mm-hmm. It's got the next one.
You're almost through.
15 for 11 damage.
You start hearing the buildings creaking above you. You are
Okay.
in this space, Jackson, as they are like this, and you start hearing this creak.
I'm going to back out and get out.
Killian?
Yeah. Okay, can you make an athletics as it starts to as you start running?
How fast is he, Killian? Looking around your shoulder.
25.
25.
Pretty quick.
You dash out, and you guys see him go, and then you see this worried look appear on Jackson's face, realizing that he's beneath the structure that he's destroying, and then out there's a.
As we see Jack.
Yeah, and there's a kind of plume of smoke, and you see Jackson run out, and now Jackson is no longer green. He's just like powder
Grey.
white from all the sort of the daub and brick dust as you walk out, and like there's a big of like white smoke comes out of him.
I'm guessing a fair bit of coughing, but you know that works for me today.
Yeah. It's excellent role playing there. Thank you.
Well done, yeah, fantastic.
It's like the thing is, he goes, and there's like white smoke that comes out. So Killian does it back.
Yeah. I can do that. Show off.
Do mine on demand.
So now you have a 2 flattened buildings. Your path is clear. Charlie says, just a little further, just this way. I seem to see the centre of the burning, the darkest area.
We make our way to the darkest area.
Yeah. You wend your way, and this is where the most amount of fall is. And you kind of, as you reach the edge, you can look down and you can see the edges of the sewers, like the shape of the sewer system where you were. If you remember the corner where where the smoke had started to come from.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you remember that corner? And you kind of went straight north to find Levin's little chamber.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, it's that area that you see before you. But
Yeah, it's quite a complicated little area of multiple rooms.
Yeah, but up to the left is the remnants of a set of stairs that came down, and the building above that what was. You, Erwin, would recognise certain parts of the just due to the topography and the remainder of the colour of the brick as All Dayze.
Well, that was All Dayze.
Yeah.
I say.
So
What did they use to burn it? Look at it.
Make an investigation check.
Yeah, I think I will.
maybe Killian should lick it.
Can I?
Yeah,
Sure.
you can.
You can always lick things.
Do you know?
Make an investigation check.
I was gonna
Oh.
lick. I was gonna lick there. I was like, can I? And then I was like, no, I don't want to touch that nasty.
No, 16 in total.
16.
So close to-
let's see
almost a
what
natural one.
Killian gets.
Investigation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go on, get 25. You know you will.
It's not,
Yeah.
I can't. I can get a 20 though.
Okay. So between the two of you, you find Erwin this kind of. You find like the edges of like stone storage containers.
Mm-hmm.
Like a
Okay.
like a barrel of sorts, but made of stone.
Yeah.
And Killian goes to Killian mode with a lick, and then you recognise that that smell is similar to what you smelt when you were in the sewers, and you remember that there was that burning substances that kept the torches.
Oh, and the fire pit's going.
The fire pit's going.
Ah.
But this is like the concentrated.
And large vats of it.
Yeah, like several stone. Like they're obviously kept in stone for their flammable, to keep them. The nature of this this substance.
Well, it wouldn't be very clever to put a flammable substance inside a wooden storage thing, would it?
No, it would not. That would be probably a very foolish idea. Although a lot of gunpowder.
No, yeah, because it actually was totally sensible. Totally sensible. It was totally sensible because most of those barrels were very hard to burn. Even like old ones are very hard to burn because they're essentially like doused in creosote and wax.
But these are, this is like stone little, like urns of sort. Maybe that's the way to describe them. But
I get it.
Squat stone urns that are full of that have the remnant of this thing.
The what?
A remnant.
No, do the hand movements.
Remnant. Remnant of this viscous substance, and you can you get this that's the smell that was down there, that oily burning tarry kind
Toxic.
of smells. Yeah, that
Choking. Yep, I remember it.
Is that what I taste?
that's what you kind of, when you taste it, you get the full kind of umami experience of it.
Lovely.
Of burning tar.
And burning tar. And I'm just like,
I just licked a tire. Vulcanized rubber.
And then you think, maybe we could smoke some meat like this. Are you trying to smother the taste of the croissant? Nom nom nom.
it's like try and get rid of the disgusting taste with pastry.
Literally bleaching your mouth. Oh.
There are, I can remind you as a DM, there were a couple of things that were in existence within these sewers that you
Oh yes,
were
I
interested in.
am unaware of them.
Well, we had the Orby thing, didn't we?
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
You had to tell me about that for a start, because I don't know it. I barely paid
I
attention.
also wanted to see if we have a dead orc tied up where we left him.
That's way back that way.
Yeah.
It's a way back to where you near
Basically where we were.
near enough where you kind of approached this thing. There are three main things I think that you would be of interest to you as a party: the
Globe.
the
Giant.
orc drows, and the critters.
What critters?
The one that ate Charlie.
Oh, the giant wormy thing.
Yeah.
The sea worm.
That was quite dead
Oh
Mm.
my
and
God.
cut open.
Yes, yeah.
Was it a
Riverbed.
giant sea cucumber?
But you did witness,
No.
if you remember,
There was
when
a
you
baby
got in
one.
your fight with your drow friend,
Yes.
a
There was a
small
baby one. there.
iteration of it.
Oh yeah.
But that'll be with the orcs. But the other room I was tempted to see if we could go to was the one with all the stuff from the palace, from Charmed.
Yeah, yeah.
From
Yeah.
little
Little blue boy.
what's his name's place?
It was called Yuvan Magloon.
Beg pardon?
Human
That was his
magnet.
name.
Uh-huh.
His name was written in Giantish, and I speak Giantish.
I see.
Oh, I thought it was the prince's ghost.
Oh. Um,
No, it was the dog killer.
Oh yeah, that bastard. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Now we understand.
yeah.
The little
I
But
love
there
that.
was
It's all about context. It's all about the context.
I love that.
Now we know.
The dog killer. Ah. That twist.
Yeah. You know.
Okay.
So you can make investigation checks to do this,
Yeah. So.
to see what we're going for first. Let's just decide what we're going for first. And we'll see if you, while you're hunting through these records, you can be several investigation checks to try and seek out these different
I was gonna
items
say,
within the
seeing
ruin.
seeing as there's, is Mr. What's his name still with us, or is he booked off?
Lord
No.
Levin?
Yeah.
No, he was sent him home.
Levin went with
Yeah.
the individual that you wanted to keep safe.
Oh yeah, I was. Sorry, my brain's all over the place today.
Verdant Moss.
Yes.
What I would be interested in looking at is if, while these two are sort of actually searching for things in that sort of respect, what I want to look at is if there's been anyone else down here.
Yeah, well, since I'm not really one looking for anything like this, because I don't know about any of this unless you tell me in character, because I don't actually know about most of it.
Killian was with the globe.
Yeah, I wasn't there when you were opening and closing the globe. I came later because I was rolling at the back, so I never actually saw any of that. It's just I saw the globe was there, but I had no interest in it. It's like, oh, pretty. Moving on.
In,
But
I was catching up with the party.
Went into the giant's room because you did something in there. I think you
No.
both
no,
did
it's
something.
Charlie and Killian, I think.
Yeah, no, that's me.
I thought you unlocked something in there.
Nope. I unlocked the door, then went back and did things and came back. But anyway, we got one way or the other. I didn't investigate. I didn't investigate the table. I didn't look at the paperwork. I didn't look at I did not look at the wine rack, and I didn't look at the globe. That room was full of stuff. I ran past because I was trying to catch up.
I've still got that bottle in my bag.
Do you have
You
any
probably
bottle
do,
of wine?
although it's probably very broken. A lot of stuff happened.
Wait, I just remembered. Sorry to
You
hit
haven't-
you.
no, it's fine. It's exciting elf wine.
That was when you said about. No, when
That was in the
John
room with
said about
Human
the-
Maglin.
wine rack, I was like, I've still got that.
Yeah, I remember the out character. I remember the room. I remember how it was. It had a stair going down that way. It had a little thing. I opened the door there, and it was basically a water closet. It was a toilet, and it was a little water closet here. It kind of came down as a stair. And then you had to go up on a dais, and there was actually a door that way. We went round that way because we had to go down.
That's it.
Anyway. I remember the map, but
In character, John has no
Yes,
interest.
no,
in the
none of
globe.
this.
So,
well,
what are we looking for? I'll reiterate.
So
Yeah.
I will look for the globe.
hmm
Uh,
What is Killian investing in? Definitely the globe, because you
the
were loving
globe,
that shit.
yeah. And I will see if I can find our half-dead orc.
hmm That's going to be on the way back, so that will make sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's make an investigation roll to see if you uncover.
If those two, because obviously Erwin doesn't know about the globe and things like that, and Jax wants to see if anybody else has been down there, it
Yeah.
makes sense that
But you
I
do
look
that-
for
well, yeah,
stuff and you two
You
investigate.
can discuss this in character.
I know.
you can tell me. It's amazing.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Is this Killian talking?
Yeah.
Okay, so go on then.
It makes sense that if I look for the stuff
hmm
that we're trying to find, Then you two can look to see if anybody else. I was going to say people. Anybody else, anything else has been down here since it all.
I can certainly look. Bearing in mind that we will probably find some evidence of this because there will be people fighting the fire. So we'll see.
Hugh, investigation roll for finding a globe.
The globe. 15.
15. You're picking through the wreckage and you kind of navigate your way over the bricks and you do think you find the area.
But it's not there.
No, you find the area, but there is brick and rock and stuff obscuring. Like there is something has collapsed in.
Okay.
You think you know you're in the right place.
Am I able to shift it to get to the...
How would you do it? Tell me how you do this. What problem solving methods are you going to use to move this rock? Quite heavy rock in front of you.
Can I try and lift it?
You can, yeah.
Okay.
Let's have a strength athletics.
Okay.
Natural 20.
+6.
It's a +6. You, Killian, brace yourselves against this thing.
I have got
And you push this piece of seemingly impossible to move stone and brick. This
with a finger.
no, it takes some force. It takes
With a
force, but
finger.
you summon it, bracing with your tail as well. So your tail one side, two legs, and it's the full tri-pronged dragonborn push. It's like all the force of a tripod, and then your dragon arms out the top end manage to clear a small to you tunnel. It looks like it needs to.
Tunnel
Can I
on
fit
the
down
rubble.
there?
You could fit down there.
I could. I thought you were going to say you could not.
You could. You could. It would be tight.
Where's Killian? There's a tail wagging. Oh,
Just
I'm
like
stuck.
Not even that. It would just be like.
this is where you need the spell grease.
Ooh, yeah.
It'd just be like a claw sticking out there.
Oh, I'd love it if
Tap,
your
tap,
tail
tap,
did,
tap.
I'd love it if your tail did the like like the
Yeah.
this, like a periscope kind of thing.
Right. I will try and sit down.
Okay, yeah.
So
You are gonna have to get like tight and squeeze into this space. I'm just trying to find the rule for it. I've forgotten how to do crawling. How do you do crawling, Matt? Remember?
isn't it half?
There's a roll. There's a roll for that.
It's like a.
I mean, if it's a tight squeeze thing, I would probably do an acrobatics as a sort of almost an escape artist type
Yeah,
wiggly.
Yeah, let's have an acrobatics. Yeah, I think that'd be right.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've not bought any of the game rule books, so
Each foot of movement costs one extra.
An acrobatics.
It basically slows your thing by half, basically. So
That's
you
what I'm
move
saying,
slow,
isn't
yeah.
it half?
It's half
Because I remember doing it before.
athletics or acrobatics. So yeah, you can athletics if you wanted to slippery something, but I think squeezing
Because
is more
it is a tight
acrobatics.
space, it's
Yeah,
acrobatics.
you're gonna-
I really
you-
wish it was athletics. Because look at my athletics and look at my acrobatics.
You're a healthy boy.
Look at my acrobatics.
This is another nat 20.
It's a 12.
It's a 12. You get you're going down. You're travelling down. But you think you might have possibly blocked some of your own breathing air with your
hold your
body,
breath.
with your body. So you can hold your breath. Make
Right.
another acrobatics.
Oh.
You're moving down very slowly down into this thing. Do you want to keep going or do you want to come back?
I'll keep going.
Okay, another one.
There's treasure down here.
Oh no!
It's gone 12, 10, 8.
Can you make what's your constitution?
Right. That.
Okay, you need to make a one more one more check. Let's see if we get
Acrobatic.
down. Acrobatic. Oh,
19.
you're like you're starting to get like I don't know what colour in the face you go when you're struggling to breathe.
I go pink.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
I'm already like pale blue
Flushed.
white.
Yeah.
Instead of a pink person going blue, a blue person goes
Going
pink.
Okay, so yeah, and then you manage to kind of plop down, clear the airway that you were, kind of put your snout back up into the passage that you've gone down, and you're in a very dark space
Oh.
with just a little shaft of light that peers down in there, and you can hear like as like you can hear slight shiftings, and every now and then there's that little sound of as like something drops and sand falls down, and all you've got
As the
is
ground
kind
settles,
of, this misty kind of little bit of light beyond.
So is this one unsafe as well, though?
Yeah, I wouldn't go down that hole. That's a death trap. Carry on, should we go?
So, do you know what, guys? What's going on? Okay, so can I? I've only got this tiny little shaft of light. What can I see from this little shaft?
Around you, you think you might be roughly near the beginning of that room, like maybe near the little cubicle.
You found the toilet. Well done.
Okay.
So you've got like a little L shape in front of you, you know, from the layout kind of thing, with a kind of raised dais where there was the desk.
Okay. So I'm gonna get a torch out and light it.
Yeah, of course, yeah, easy peasy. No
Half
trouble.
a fart of explosion later.
Just because I need
You
to be
do
able to
remember
see.
that there are a lot of flammable stuff.
Well, how am I gonna see?
You got the dark vision?
No.
No, you don't. So you can light a torch, yeah.
I'm just gonna be very careful with it.
Okay, so
And if I need to put it down, I'm gonna put it in my mouth and put it out first.
Look at idea. Oh,
Yes, just as smoke comes out.
okay, so you light the torch and
Well, at least-
the dim light flickers out, and little breezes like gutter through and make the flame go.
yeah.
As you start lighting your way forwards, and you move away from that source of the light, and down here the smell of the burning is so intense, it's cloying, everything feels ashen as you move forwards. I'm going to ask you to make another investigation check, please. Let's see if we can get through this space.
An investigation check.
Oh, actually, first a dexterity check of some sort. I think just a straight up dex, just to
Suck my big toe.
see how well you get through these. Is that Killian's or yours? Because if it's
Mine.
yours, no fucking way, because I'm minging.
Yeah, they are. A 4.
Oh, you knock a beam or a supporting structure, and something collapses upon you, and you take 5 bludgeoning damage to your shoulder, and you manage just barely to hold on to your torch.
Oh, go away.
We hear that.
What's your passive?
Like 11.
16.
I think Erwin might have heard that. Oh, is that your investigation?
Careful, Jackson. I can hear collapsing.
You hear, you kind of, that thing knocks you, and you kind of just glance up, and the flicker of your torchlight catches the glint of something gold the other side of the room. Goldy, bronzy.
Treasure.
And I head over to the gold thing.
It is all.
While I'm. Why do they put these tear things? Why make it easy to get open? It's not. It's the bit that you have to tear. Still won't open the bag. Thank you.
That's quite right.
Sorry.
That was epic, Killian. Thank you.
Are you okay now? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine now. I was
Okay.
able to get into the
Okay.
food. Thank you, Peter.
That's quite all right. That's what that's
She's
what
just ripping the bag with her teeth.
Come on. You make your way over to where you see glinting. You unveil that it is the globe. It appears to be in some of the fall.
I try and
I'm amazed it survived.
ease it out, check that it's okay. If there's any pieces missing, see if
Describe
they're-
how you remove it, please.
So, is there rock on top of it? Did you say?
It's kind of collapsed around and stuff. They're weird, I don't like it.
They taste like sugar puffs.
I don't like it.
That is strange. Sorry. I got distracted by the food.
They're weird.
So how is there stuff on top of it?
So, imagine that it was quite proud of the wall. Imagine that where it's fallen, you can't see the wall anymore, and there is stuff that has come round beside, like a landslide has happened round this shape.
Okay.
It was, if you remember, it was like a wooden base, and then it came up with a gold kind of stem, and then on top was the globe itself.
Is there a way that I'm able to kind of grab hold of the stem?
That's within this kind of tumble of rock.
So can I grab it or not?
You'd have to maybe dig or something to get to that spot.
Yeah. So I kind of move some of the rock
Mhm.
because it's going to be that easy to do.
You Rubik's cube it.
Rubik's cube it. Yeah.
Okay.
Jenga.
So this is going to be like a sleight of hand check, so you can carefully move these things without disturbing too much of the other.
I'm literally playing Jenga with a globe.
Whilst you're underground.
Yeah. And holding a torch.
While you're doing that, Owen, do you want to further investigate this collapse, or are you just thinking it's just unstable land nearby? What is Owen thinking?
But I'm more cautious. I move more cautiously, but I'm not going to investigate a collapse unless I hear somebody cry out, or basically I hear pain or a noise like a voice. I won't. I expect the ground to collapse down because it's collapsed to ground. It's not settled yet.
From a similar direction, when you hear another as more rock falls onto you, Killian, and you take 3 bludgeoning damage as you try and remove this thing.
I'm doing great.
You've cleared some of the space around it. What's your passive perception?
Passive.
Yeah, right down the bottom.
There. 11.
Hang on, Jackson. I'm going to go investigate that just in case somebody's still down there.
Okay.
You start making your way. You think you've got you're pretty sure this is going to be
take
fine.
this with you, and I'm gonna hand you an end of a rope.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
You're in there. You think you can easily move some more rocks here.
Okay.
That was a smart idea. I tie it around me for now. Tie it around my waist.
Yeah. So there's an Irwin heading towards lassoed by Jax.
Yeah, I'm going fishing with Owen.
I'm pricking my ears up.
Give me one of those snaky things.
Oh. Oh. Do not want this. Do not want.
Not one. Not on wish list.
No, it's not.
No.
Amazon wish list.
To be brutally honest, I had completely forgotten about I hadn't forgotten about the monster, about the little baby thing. It's like, oh, Good point. Probably isn't this for those around here. Oh dear, that's problematic. But where would you find them? How would you find them?
There's something on the end of a string.
That's it. Get a goblin on the end of a
they
string.
literally tunnel. They could literally be anywhere.
On the edge of a pier.
Start doing that. Start spinning him. Sorry, that was mean.
Yeah, underground Killian. Yeah, you think you're fine.
So I wanna.
Killian thinks they're fine.
Am I able to grab round the pole
You've uncovered part of the pole, but you've made some more grabs. Yes, yeah. Grab around the pole
with my tail,
with your tail. Yeah.
kind of round the side of me,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
because my tail's kind of like that shape?
Yeah. Well, you use this tail too.
You can hook it. Yeah.
I want to like hook it on, kind of like a grappling hook.
Yeah. Like a harpoon, like the kind of
Yeah.
hook of a harpoon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just hope you're not lizard-like.
Huh?
Lose your tail. Regrow it back later. Boop. Oh.
Yeah, it'll be fine. I hope. Anyway. Oh, my brain. So,
Mhm.
yeah, I want to kind of hook it onto the pole
Yes.
and then lift the rock as I kind of pull the thing down.
I get it. You got
Yeah,
three.
yeah.
You're basically using three appendages. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So I
I
wanna
like
kinda
this. So
Lift rock
Do an atlas thing. Just raising up with an atlas.
I
and
think a
Yeah.
strength.
as I pull
Yeah.
the
Okay.
thing
A
out.
strength then. Strength athletics, please.
Strength
Smart.
out.
Yeah. Athletics. Ath with an F.
I was trying to say it and I almost said athletics.
Athletics.
But not even athletics. it's
Athletics, mate.
athletics.
Where are you from?
I have no idea.
The boroughs.
Yeah.
You are. Yeah.
So, a 19?
Yeah, you manage to. You pull out the globe. It comes out scratched, a bit dinted, but it's fine. But now you've got an armful of rocks, and you feel like this might be quite a difficult situation. Erwin, you were at the mouth of this thing, kind of just peering down. You hear like
Hello?
something. You hear
Hello?
something go shunk, and more tumbling.
Anybody down there?
You would, even with your, it's not far, so you would hear that.
I don't shout back though because I'm scared that any.
Hello.
Oh my god, and I've still got hold of my torch. So I'm currently
You got your
holding-
torch in your mouth, you got a pile of rocks in your hands, and you've got like hooked around a giant golden globe.
Shit, man.
You know, like the bit where the van's tipping off the edge. You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off.
Nobody move. Nobody move. We can sort this out.
Fucking move.
Can I like see the entrance, like where I came down? Can I see that from where
If
I
you
am?
would peer back, you would see the kind of glimmer of light, I think, because it would be the brightest thing in
Okay.
this room, yeah.
This is probably going to be the most ridiculous thing in the world, but can I try and spit my torch over towards the entrance of the tunnel?
I've got low light vision. I could probably see the torch from down here because it glows.
Yeah,
So
as you start making your way to the bottom, you would probably.
Oh, I wouldn't have gone down. Oh no! Until I got confirmation of life.
Okay.
You don't go into a big scary hole in the ground unless you want to be. That's your tomb for now.
So can I
So-
spit the torch over there?
How do we make a spit check? I reckon it would be
Probably just strength. I would assume it's just pure strength.
yeah, pure strength. This is
It's more like
just
flicking a
strength.
head.
No, baby.
Yeah.
Love you.
Or it's a performance check to see how dramatic you are if you can whip your head like.
Vidal Sassoon.
Yeah. The
So,
Vidal Sassoon
strength.
syndrome.
So that.
Strew up strength me.
Surely it's only a performance check if you do baton twirling.
Yeah, at the same time. Well, you've got the thing. Do you want to go and fetch your dice that you've just chucked on the floor?
I didn't mean to chuck it on the floor.
I'll just move them so you can tip them everywhere. You can have your sugar back.
13.
You chuck it, and it kind of rolls out of the thing. But with Erwin's vision, you notice a change in the light from it being the light that's coming down to being a light that's also in there, and it being a flame.
Jackson, there's somebody down there. I'm going to go and investigate. Keep hold of the rope.
And then what?
Okay.
When I hit, do I hear him say that to Jackson?
You
Yeah.
probably just about
I'm being
over
loud.
that, yeah, and then and a couple of seconds later,
I was going to say, I reply back with, Owen, don't shout. Because now I've got the torch out of my mouth, I can actually respond to him. And I'm guessing because of Owen's got quite a high passive.
yeah, and he's got his lovely ears, and it's quite quiet apart from the tumble rocks. And you kind of skid to a halt at the bottom, and then Erwin, you're confronted with this scene with your dark vision of basically Killian
There's
holding
a giant golden globe. There's Killian basically doing Atlas shrugged
Yeah.
here, sort of thing like this.
with the ceiling.
There's a torch on the floor. What are you doing?
And can I reach the torch from where I am?
No, you spat it too far.
Okay. Owen, grab me the torch.
I'll go and get the torch.
It's like this.
I'm personally using the torch to see what particularly he's got himself into, sort of thing. Is this gonna collapse?
You think there is a proportion of this that they are holding up now that was previously being...
Okay, right. Crap. I start looking around for things I can prop it up. Got a question. I'm going to use my intelligence on this one. Oh my god. Bit of engineering, if you will. If the rocks is basically, you know how arches work, and you'll have a capstone. That capstone basically, everything presses against it. The capstone is a lock.
Essentially, yeah.
Well, what he's done is basically remove the capstone. So I'm going to try and find some triangles of rock, or close to triangles. Well, I think I can chip away to make triangles of rock and wedge into the rock around it. So when he lets go, it'll settle in.
Yeah.
It will lock into place.
Something to wedge in the gap that the
So
ball was
so there's rock on rock.
previously
Sort of,
holding. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you could find something like that. You're going to need to make some sort of strength thing to move it.
okay.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be big. I need it for but I get that. Oh, a terrible. I can't roll strength because I'm terrible at it. -1, so I can roll it, but I won't get high. 10.
You start trying to move boulders. You can see Owen trying to move this stuff in the corner.
Basically, I'm looking for. Okay.
You can make an intelligence check if you want to see if there is something you can do to get out of it.
16.
You think you hold the perfect item.
The globe.
Yeah.
I'm not putting the globe back under there. Back off, mate.
Yeah. This is the thing.
I just almost killed myself trying to get it out from under there.
But
That is actually true. As you stand right now, holding on to basically half the street above you, it is the thing you pulled out.
You also might have something in the spell list.
Do I have to blast everything?
No.
Can you freeze it? Can you build ice around it?
You got this spell. Pretty sure you got something in there. Yeah.
What, mage hand?
Yeah. It can only move small stuff.
Can it move an Erwin?
No.
Erwin is small
Yeah.
compared to me.
No.
Yeah, it can be like £5 worth of stuff. I think it is, or it's 5 or 10.
It's quite.
Okay, so
You certainly can't hold anything up, unfortunately.
it can't hold
Yeah.
any more than £10.
£10.
So can I just do that?
Who's that? too. Yeah, you could do something like that. Combine the two. Think of Erwin's idea.
The rocks.
A capstone rock.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you can even see it because it's the glow of light. If you've got rocks like that,
Yeah.
and if you're standing like,
I was expecting
yeah,
him
there,
to do like a very
right.
artistic Killian then.
You missed the
Yeah.
tail.
Yeah, well, right. What we need to do is to wedge rocks there, chocks there and there, and around it, so it locks these three together. Because right now the ball was there holding it up, so we need to. That's what I was trying to find. They don't have to be big rocks. They don't have to be chunky rocks. It can just be pebbles, but you have to be lots of them just to knock them into place, so they're actually around it, so it all locks into place.
But you have.
Which I'll happily explain to Killian as you basically still as.
Killian's like, can you make a constitution check for me, please, as well? Because you're holding these rocks.
Muscle burn.
Do you know how much I don't like you right now?
What's going on down there?
I was gonna say I just look at Erwin and it's that stare of like like tell him.
I'll hop over to the hole. Killian's got himself stuck.
You managed to. You feel your arms
Well,
starting
tie
to.
the rope around him and I'll try and pull him out.
Not that kind of stuck. Basically holding up the roof.
Isn't there anything there you can wedge in there?
What if I use?
Working on it.
Lift £10.
Disappear back down.
So I can lift £10 with that and I'll put the other down.
I'm back to the hole.
So
Is there any like chunks of wood up there you can throw down?
to get a little thing, made it bigger, and then use your hands
We
on
need some wooden chocks. You know, wedges.
then they would kind of land onto that.
Okay.
I've got it! I've figured it out. So
Now to make it harder, can you wiggle your hands about?
Spell casting requires hands.
that's fine. I can wiggle. I could do like
Somatic
It's like
component.
I'm wiggling my finger.
yeah, I could do that against the rock.
Cast with a pinky.
Somatic components are a pain in the ass.
No, I can use my tail to get in my pocket to get my wand out and then put it in my mouth and kind of wave that around.
Just with your head.
Yeah, wave it around.
Technically, you should be able to, if you've got a prehensile tail, you should be able to just use your wand with your tail.
Yeah, exactly. Who needs hands? I do right now.
These hands, all muscles.
As your arm, as
Screaming
the
muscles.
ice cold sweat, the sweat forms. Does the sweat form on your body and then immediately turn to ice? Like, so it looks like you're basically like got a light frosting on you. You're like a car window in autumn.
I would imagine so.
Are you actually cold?
Or is it just like somewhere inside you? It's just your heart cold, Killian.
Your heart is cold as ice. It's cold as ice. Do. You're willing to sacrifice our love.
Don't get me started. So, anyway, back to game, Peter, for once.
What? How is it my fault? I didn't start the musical.
No.
Can I have a look around for bits of wood and things that I can throw down a hole for
You
Erwin
can.
to use? Like,
All of a sudden, there's a thump next to you, Jackson. What's going on? Here's Jackson down there. Yeah.
apparently Killian got stuck and Erwin's like helping and he wants some bits of wood to like make a brace or something.
Right.
So, I've worked it out. I am going to cast Mage Hand to go and get a rock pebble £10 maximum weight thing
Hmm.
that Erwin is struggling to be able to find.
I can carry £10. I don't need a
think
straight
Owen
check
could
for
even
£10.
carry £10, yeah.
Okay, well, I help Erwin carry it with Mage Hand, but one that's double the weight, so then I'm only carrying half of it, so it's only £10 that I'm actually carrying.
Ah,
That's kind of hilarious.
£20, rock, yeah.
And then I am going to cast.
Where are you putting this?
I'm going to get Erwin to kind of roll it, and Mage Hand to roll it between my legs.
Yeah.
So it's like just in front of me, where my hands would be.
Okay, yeah.
So it's like there, not here. It's more there.
Yeah, yeah.
Does that make sense?
What do you do? What's your plan?
And then I'm gonna cast enlarge on it.
Oh crap!
So it's gonna go.
In all directions,
Yes.
not like a pillar.
No. Like.
You just try and fill the void.
Yeah.
If it's taking the space of a globe, you put it in the middle of the hole and then expand it into the hole.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
The fortunate thing about that is kind of Killian's where that globe was essentially.
Oh no! I'm gonna cast enlarge and then run backwards.
Great, fantastic.
Like as it's growing, I'm running.
You're telling this to Owen also, yeah?
Yeah.
I don't think Killian did. That's kind of the point.
Well, no, the rocks. I've already got the rock in front of me.
Yeah, and then what do you say as you're about to cast it?
So I was going, what are you doing?
Uh,
What's the plan?
get back.
I get back, but I say, what's the plan?
Cast enlarge, and then I go run.
Okay, can everybody make an athletics check, please? I'm allow acrobatics if you wish to, as you try and run.
Okay.
I'm going to use athletics because technically I'm better at it now. Already.
Oh no.
Who am I braining with a bit of wood that I'm throwing down a hole?
Me, probably, because I'm actually by the hole.
The thing is, it went like that on there, and then went. What are you after? It's there, you numbnut. I've got all the best names for you tonight, you know.
Owen, what'd you get?
17.
17. Deftly up the hole. Killian.
Dodging a lump of wood coming down it.
It kind of whistles by. You, Killian, start running. Rocks falling on you, dropping, bouncing off of things that you are carrying. You get to the edge of the hole. A piece of wood into your head. You scrabble up. You take 9 points of bludgeoning damage as the rockfall continues to kind of collapse around you, and your tunnel
I've still got the globe.
closes up. You do, but the globe is in a sorry state.
What do you mean it's in a sorry state?
It's
The shit that's been hitting you has been hitting it as well.
yeah, it's
Gold, you may notice, is a soft metal and bends really easily when smacked
golden, brown,
a lot.
Yeah, so it's not as pristine as you would like it. This isn't like A quality produce. This is like the lumpy veg you get from Morrison's. Wonky veg, whatever they call it now. You've got a carrot with 3.
But considering it's had a city fall on it, it's probably
pretty
doing
well.
Yeah, it's still a very nice looking object. It's just like, you know.
And like £70 worth of gold, so.
Yeah, it's now very second hand. Yeah, so you're out.
Does it still work though when you open it up?
That's hopeful.
Cogs.
It's fucked.
It's all. It doesn't quite.
Is it fucked?
It doesn't look completely broken. The pieces are there.
Okay. They're just
Oh,
not
in there.
lining up. They're just not.
You've got something.
turns,
Something's
they're like
bent.
this.
Something's wonked.
Yeah,
You're going to do the
but
very British thing though of like try and fix
Okay.
it.
Killian?
make it work.
Killian. What was this all about? What is that? Why were you trying to risk your life over a ball?
I didn't realise that.
That's so funny. Like I was just like.
And then I just show him it. I'm like, "Dog." And I'm like it's the most amazing thing in the world. And Aaron's just like, what?
You're like coveting this.
You
splendid
could have
orb.
been killed for a trinket.
One, I was fine.
Uh-huh.
He says that as like blood is leaking from temples. There are scratches all over him. He's white with brick dust and not white his normal skin, and he's holding tinted clothes.
And that I was fine. And two, might know a guy that can sort this.
What?
I might know a guy that can help with this.
What is it? Why was it so important you nearly risked your life to kill it?
This is the thing. I don't know what it is. But it must be important if they had it down here out of the way where no one else could see it.
You say to Jackson and Charlie, the only two people standing there now.
Yes. No, I'm shouting it at you as you
Fair enough. Yeah, my back hears it. I go.
Important.
Yeah, it's like my voice gets
Well, you only get
louder
45 feet
further.
anyway.
You
All
are.
right, go. Untie myself.
Yes. So what are we going for next?
Because
Jackson's doing some tracking.
I know a guy.
Yes,
I
please.
think, to see what's
Yes.
been about.
Yeah, basically, if anything's been down here,
I know a guy.
You do.
I do know a guy. I just can't wait to see his little face.
which I will probably know on a 23.
Yeah, good.
Ooh. So you see. You look.
Well, I've been basically, as we've been down here, looking to see if anything else has been down here since the collapse. And
Yeah. You're looking
Kinds
for
of shifting
any
stuff
sort
and
of
sorting.
tracks that are crisscrossed in place. You see kind of like the dusty boots of this place that are people that are firefighters, and they look like they were standing against the flames. You kind of sort of see where they were lined against the flames, if you know what I mean. You can see where there would have been a crowd and where they've kind of taken the steps back, and where there have been lines of buckets of people moving stuff through the space. And you see the damp tracking of that chain gang of water being passed through the space.
Where dust
You
has
can see the
turned to
damp
mud,
ground.
essentially. Yep.
And you can see, and by looking, you can see where the flames were the strongest, where the blackest material is, where it's most charred and most destroyed, and you kind of trace that round in the sewers. There are footprints of all the different races that exist within Kakanzak's here. So it was a real Kakanzak's Mordensal, sorry, that we are that you are used to seeing, which is a varied population. Is there anything specific you're looking for here?
So anything that seems fresher than the majority of stuff down here, and any earth sort of movement that looks like those tunneling-y things have been going through here.
Also, I assume like organized stones, when someone's moved stuff out the way, they would stack. People tend to stack things regularly. So if you notice there's a gap here and there's a nice stack of stones here, you see that someone's been digging. You know.
As you're looking, you see like a borehole that you would have, but it's a small gauge. You can sort of see where it kind of falls in on itself, but it's perfectly almost circular. You believe to be the evidence of one of these smaller creatures that you experienced.
What, little sea cucumbers?
The little vicious sea cucumbers.
Yeah.
And if you were to follow the trail, you think you're near, using your kind of tracking ability, you think you're near the area where you found the carpet and the trapdoor?
The carpet and the trapdoor?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Somewhere
Yeah,
around that
could I put a-
geographic area?
Yeah, can I put
Yeah,
a noise
fair.
trap over that just in case someone come up underneath us? Yeah.
Is the trapdoor open?
You're near that area. There's tumble
Yeah,
down.
you're beneath your feet after 6 feet of rubble. There's a trapdoor.
Hmm.
It's a similar situation to where Killian knew roughly where they were.
Okay.
Were? Oh,
I was
jeez.
gonna say,
Were
roughly where they were.
roughly where they were, my love.
Where they were. Ah.
It's working with too many Cornish people, isn't it? All the time. Just pick it up and
Yeah, I've been away from Cornwall for too long. I've lost that accent long ago.
So how deep down do I reckon that is?
Owen's not far, so you've probably got 6 feet of rubble at least to kind of get through to get to the stone floor that you were on previously. You're kind of in an indent like this. That's probably another. It's probably 4 to 6 feet, kind of coming down from where it's collapsed into that shape of the room, if you know what I mean. Like where the bricks have kind of come in and there's still the wall shapes around you, maybe.
Is there a sort of a secondary dent over the area I think the trapdoor would have been? Because, like, I figure if the thing collapses in, there's a fair chance the weight would have broken the trapdoor anyway, and it would have then fallen further, so there'd be an extra dent.
Considering how deep that well was, that could be quite a hole.
Yeah.
You are not sure without further investigation. At this point, you think that, there's the sizable chunks could have just covered the whole thing completely. You know what I mean? Like, there's not.
There could be holes and voids. There could be rocks holding onto each other.
Indeed.
You know,
yeah.
it's like Swiss cheese down there, probably.
Yeah.
You could, you could be standing on a small slab and a 20-foot drop right below you. You wouldn't know about it. Stab with a stick.
That's Matt. That's Jackson's normal way. I'm just gonna stab it.
Oops.
I mean, I'm gonna basically have a route around and see if there is an indent. I think that
Yeah.
Cool.
Jackson, what have you found?
Well, this is where there was that trapdoor. So I reckon that if the trapdoor is like down there and there's all the rocks sitting on it, then
I think I remember just hearing the sounds of water through that trapdoor.
That's right. There was a great rushing of water.
But
You might not want to open that.
well, I was curious whether or not anything that was in here might have tried to escape that way.
We had to have gone past us. There was no other way in or out. We literally ran. No, we didn't.
They could have
No,
come down.
you're right.
they
You're right.
could have
No, you're
come
totally
down
right.
ahead of the fire.
No, it's fair. No,
Right.
it's going to be a dangerous dig.
Well, I was gonna say, or if it wasn't open, then a big rock will have fallen on it and probably broken the trapdoor.
No guarantee of that either, but there. Well, digging large chunks of rock that's certainly a thing up your alley more than mine. I'm going to see if I can't find how many people escaped the All Dayze. That's what I'm going to do. Go into the centre of All Dayze and find out if I can't.
Kind of figure out if there's any bodies, that kind of stuff.
Bodies, exits, people escaped.
Yeah.
I want to find out how not recently. When I say recently, I mean not like this time period. During the fire, did they break out early before the building was consumed? Later through like some sort of underground area, or that's what period of time, periodicity did they escape?
get
Yep.
Jax's stuff got over and done with, what we're doing here, and then we'll move on to that little investigation scene over at All Dayze. So, Jax.
I'm going to try and move a couple of bits and sort of see if I can get anything.
Excuse me.
Yeah,
Like an
so
idea
you
what
can,
you-
you can
yeah.
strength check to move the rocks, or you can sleight of hand to do it carefully.
Sleight of hand.
Like,
Now you see it?
Are you
No, you
doing
don't.
it gently, or are you just hoiking
No.
these?
22 strength check.
Yeah, so they
There
start
you go.
moving
That'll answer your
away,
question.
and you're getting closer down.
Like an orc. Can you?
And you can make a perception check if you would like to now.
You're very perception. You don't notice this. It's like, ah. Oh,
You haven't. You think you're not deep enough yet. Yeah, you think
Yeah.
you need to remove a fair few more rocks.
Move recklessly, we get abandoned. Always works out.
Is that more strength?
Mm-hmm. No, I don't think you're going to fail it, but just in case.
No, don't repel that. It's good.
30-20.
Yeah, so more rocks away, and you can perceive again.
Get a one, get a one, get a one, get a one. Don't get one. Get 20.
18.
18.
That's close enough.
You listen closely, and you start hearing the rush of water.
Am I going in the right direction from it, or?
You're going in the right direction, straight down towards this thing. You think that there might be a very little amount of rock between you and an open trapdoor. If you remember, when you had the trapdoor shut, it was very, very fitted, so none of the sound came out.
No, exactly.
Can I? So if I reckon I'm only one rock away,
A couple of rocks, right? Yeah.
can I kind of reach sort of around sides and sort of thing?
Yes.
Effectively, what I want to try and find out is, was the trapdoor opened, or have I got splinters of trapdoor because big rocks have fallen on it?
Ah, I see.
You reach and you find splinters.
So it wasn't opened by anything; it was smashed in.
The last thing that happened to it was smashed in.
That's fair enough.
50 people went through it and closed it afterwards, but yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably all I'm gonna. That, and I'm gonna keep eye out for like 4 tunnels.
You kind of see. What do you see there? With your high checks that you made earlier, you would probably be kind of still aware of them. You see that some of the rocks have been bored through, and you can see that kind of left tunneling rock where it's kind of just like almost like it's spiralized, if that makes sense. Like it's like twisted. It's no longer that natural formation. It's something is chewed and bitten.
Pooped
through
it back out the
as
other
it's
end.
travelled, around this rough area, and they as you kind of look round, you see that they are all centralised here.
Converging.
Yeah.
That's not. You're moving to oxide. Look around, go. I'm in the wrong place. This is not a good place to be.
Okay, I'm gonna get out of my sort of
Hole.
whatever it is that I've made.
Trench.
Um,
I'd like to call it a trench. Death trench.
and I will follow the others. I will try and plot in my head the route back to where we fought the orcs disguised as drow.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because where we left, basically, I'm curious whether or not the guy we left tied up died or not.
Of course. Yeah.
You're curious if he's been cured.
With Irwin, which is the other way. That's north.
All Dayze.
westerly.
That's fine. I'm happy to. I mean, he's either long dead and probably smelly by now, or he's left and.
You want to see if he's been cured. Basically smoked to perfection. It's like perfect jerky here. Orc jerky.
I mean, you might find these snaky things have eaten him because he was stuck.
Yeah, not a lot of good eating on a muscly orc of your clan.
But there's no major hurry, so I'll probably try and follow Erwin first to see what he wants to look at.
So Erwin, when you arrive at the remnants of All Dayze, you can kind of step through the ruin because the walls don't really exist.
Yeah.
Anymore.
I'm looking at the foundations mostly.
Yeah, you're looking at things. One of the things that obviously you are not of stature enough, probably in your upbringing and your level in society to have even been able to set foot inside. But there are times where you
nor would I want to.
Been in the vicinity and you've seen these very clean white cloaked individuals in and out that serve as the employee of All Dayze, and you might have had a glimpse inside the door, and you see what you remember from when you kind of just seen the door swing shut, and on the porch these very, very beautiful white marble like tiles that were polished to a beautiful high sheen, and now the heat has literally cracked and splintered these tiles, and they are ashen.
Turned them to calcium carbonate, basically. Turned them into chalk.
Yeah, they are awfully broken, and you can kind of start beginning to walk your way from room to room to room through the kind of remnants of this thing, and you begin to see bodies that are burnt beyond. Well, let's see if they're beyond your recognition. Would you like to make an investigation of these bodies at all?
Yeah, be scared.
So
I'll be terrified of actually
recognizing
recognise them.
Medicine check for me.
Me?
Yes.
Okay.
You're looking at these bodies. We're going to try and distinguish
Medicine check.
how they.
Just hope they're not still alive.
Oh, that'd be horrifying. 12.
12. You see that they are burnt, but when you gingerly put your hand and turn one,
Yeah.
you
They're not burnt enough.
they're extra crispy, but when you turn one over, you notice something more blaring. The head is nearly severed from the neck.
Okay, so someone killed. There are better ways of committing suicide if you're trapped in a building and cutting your neck.
And as you continue
So,
moving through,
That's probably a murder.
you kind of establish where the ground floor was, and then sort of juxtaposed a couple of like chunks off seems to be the upper floor. As you move through and climb the rubble and ruin,
Yeah.
you kind of establish that anyone that was on the bottom floors looks to have been killed outright.
It's interesting.
And then you believe that might be where the fire was set and begun, but everyone on the upper floors, until there was an inferno,
May not have been known.
the ones on the upper floors that have passed away do not have
Mostly
any
from
sign of further mutilation.
smoke inhalation, probably, and then charring on the aftermath. Yeah.
But the ones downstairs.
Yeah.
So, assassination, clearing out, fight.
Bottom, I've got his head.
Yeah, that's it. Fragments. And Charlie will say to you, I don't have it today.
Well, should we take one with us and then you can ask him questions tomorrow?
I'm playing D&D. I'll call you back in a bit.
Rude. Telephone interruption.
Right, I'm playing D&D. Bye.
Go away.
Hello.
It's me sister. So I'm not playing D&D. I'll call you back in a bit. She's like, you're rude.
Or we can like take one with us and like you can ask it questions tomorrow.
Okay, Jackson, which one would you like?
Which one looks like they know the most?
Are you asking Charlie to identify the most intelligent one based on its looks? Probably the one looks least surprised.
I'm gonna pick up one that has defensive wounds.
That's a good point.
Because
Okay.
they're more likely to have seen the person that attacked them as well. Gareth.
Yep.
That
Smart.
was my thinking. Because you know, the guy that got his throat slit was. I was standing there minding my own business, and then there was this really sharp pain, and it all went black.
Yes. Yeah, you are able to retrieve a body from this place. Anything else you'd like to do while you're in this?
I'm gonna set Killian a challenge.
Lick
You
as
are
many things as possible.
No, you are the most food-oriented individual that I know of.
Yes.
Can you smell roast chicken?
Can I smell roast chicken?
There is.
Oh,
This is a smell beyond roast.
This is char grill. Barbecued.
No, this is like someone's left the barbecue unattended.
Barbecue.
It's unpleasant.
I'm just thinking that, you know, if
No.
there was a bird person here, then
Oh, you're
you know.
trying to define between the different scents of burning flesh, whether you can smell a burnt chicken.
This is my challenge for Killian.
Make a survival check, I guess, or food check. Make a food check.
make a connoisseur check.
Yeah.
What's your connoisseur level?
I'm assuming it would be perception, probably at horrible disadvantage, but you know.
A perception with disadvantage.
Yeah, it's the whole was fine. You go, I'm feeling hungry. Then you realise what you're feeling hungry about. Oh,
No.
Let's see if we get worse.
Okay. No, so a 3.
Killing you just, it's just not. These smells are not smells that make you hungry in the belly.
Hey, old man. No, you're gonna fall off if you roll. Thank you.
These are smells that don't make you hungry in the tummy.
No.
No, it's pretty ghastly. Yeah, it's a charnel house.
Okay. And also I wanted to see. Is I don't even know what that sound was. Sorry.
Is
Have we pinpointed a place for the start of the fire?
pretty much here, yes.
Like the exact spot?
It looks like set in the centre of the ground floor as much as it can. There appears to be like a small kind of reception area and a room beyond that.
Yeah.
It's in that space there.
Okay.
easily identified by the devoid of anything else
Yeah.
because it's so hot, so intense.
I
Nothing
didn't
there.
know if there was like an exact like pinpointed. Yeah. What? All I did was lean backwards. Don't grumble at me.
Killian, Charlie, can you tell if it was a magical fire start or if it was a normal, like?
Make an Arcana check.
No, I'm asking Charlie and Killian because this is way
The
outside my bubble part.
Making the Arcana people check.
Make an Arcana people.
Make the Arcana people check.
Yeah, exactly.
Charlie will help you because that was an awful 2. And that is an awful 6.
So a 7.
You cannot identify,
pen died.
even with Charlie's
Pen's
help.
dead.
He's like, "What do you think this is?" And you're like, "That's a finger, Charlie." Oh, and he puts it down.
That was like that Fringe episode I watched. Ugh.
Yeah. So you don't know, can't figure out.
Okay, and have we?
It has to be fairly magical in nature.
Has
Oh. They may just have had a load of that shit in the barrels.
They did have that, but even that stuff's not that powerful.
is
You
there
gotta remember-
a smell?
You got to remember,
All
the
over
roof
it.
was collapsing on us when we were running out. How hot or how fast does that fire have to be
Okay, and upstairs.
for the tunnels to start collapsing around
Said
us?
that the people didn't have any wounds. They were
No.
cooked.
They're what you can tell is they're just burnt corpse.
Okay, and we've investigated bodies.
Yeah. No sort of visible abuse other than
Okay,
other
so
than
just
burning.
Is it actually worth seeing if there's like any identifying things on any of these people that you can take back to the king or like Lord Levin?
almost
Because
like
like
Okay, I'll give him a once over.
Let's have
so
some
like posh people come here and stuff.
investigation with advantage. Then Win, while you have these
Dead men are easy to search.
things.
and
But I can't roll for topic. 15 total.
15. It's pretty hard to find much identification on them. When you turn certain parts, you can see that like where the arms are close together, that there are. If you were to lift the arm, you'd find like white fabric and stuff. So
Yeah.
you think these are all
Staff member, not staff member.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can identify punters and non-punters, and that's about it.
I was thinking more like sort of
Emblems, trinkets.
rings and amulets and stuff, that sort of shit.
yeah, if
I
they
am
were-
surprised if any of that has not been snapped off by scavengers and looters.
You find very little with your check there due
Yeah.
to the amount of desecration destruction rather from the
Desiccation. haha.
desiccation or desiccated coconut everywhere. Just
Yeah,
covering-
it's a problem. It's a real problem.
it's a real
So
problem.
you can point
Smells
out
great though.
which ones worked here and which ones didn't, yeah?
White robes gave it away from workers.
Um,
that's the white stuff. That
I want to look at the white roby people and
I
see,
point them out.
and basically I want to check several of them and see if they've either got the remnants of one of those Mori amulets, like so it might have melted into their chest, or if they've actually got Mori amulets on them.
Jackson, as you start turning over these bodies and looking for amulets, one thing you notice is that none of these are orcish.
Although can't tell if they're elven either because their ears are burnt off.
None of them have that build. None of them have that, the jutting jaw and
The
and
brow.
the tusks that you normally expect from orcish kind.
No goblins either.
And as you turn and you find like the odd thin, like remnant of a thonging or bits and pieces, and like the odd, maybe like a Melora's eye symbol here and there, but nothing specifically identifiable. But none of them have anything like the thing that you
Mori.
have seen, Mori
Mori.
or shape changery.
Okay.
I will continue my search for the tunnel that would have led down into the sewers from the back of All Dayze, when it could still be
As you
identified.
kind of wiggle your way that way,
Yeah,
you kind of you find the tunnel, and
Cool.
there's like a bit that drops down, and a back door, the remnants of a back door right near this,
yeah.
and a way to it, and then where you look down and you can see the sewers is cracked. That is where you see the stairs start coming down and then into that kind of pattern of tunnels that led through. So there is a way down through there, but from what you're seeing is up was the way out.
Yeah, I'm thinking from how our captive friends, Mr. Moss himself, how he may have escaped literally unscathed.
From what you're thinking, up.
Yeah, he came out from the sewers. So fire didn't start in the sewers. We know it started in the building itself specifically. I'm still baffled by how powerful this fire was. It's really intense. I mean, it was when the smoke was coming billowing towards us, we were running away and the roof was collapsing. That's some intense fire.
Yeah.
And as you start walking back on the train of thought, looking for this, and you're trying to find the way that Jax is looking for the remnant of your orcish friend,
Captain Chargrill. Yeah.
You've seen them before, but now they're obvious as you walk. Every so often you see the little clay pots, the little clay
Stone barrels.
Something that you easily be hidden
they set up
behind.
in advance.
You every so often you see these little pots, and the stone is all like cracked and open, and you know and ruinous.
Just attack me, I think.
As you move along, you think this, they're hubs of intensity. You can see where any remaining wall nearby is like
Completely.
blackened.
It's been burrowing all the way through, so there's probably airflow around here. That this place is probably weaker than it normally is.
They set it up to explode. They set it up in advance by the looks of things.
What I'm confused by though is, so the person that we found in the pub,
Yes, verdant.
yeah, where were they in the building when they got locked in?
I think they were in the basement. They came up and out.
Because if
Well-
they were with the other people, where they said they put us all in a room,
And so they locked them all in.
they locked us all in.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have any defensive wounds or anything like that? Because if they're the only one that escaped, how did that happen?
They do have defensive wounds because we attacked the shit out of them.
Yeah, but did they have defensive wounds before we attacked them?
There was no examination of verdant moss conducted by any of the party.
Because they didn't even mention that they were attacked either
No.
in the room.
He's not.
Well, you just found the way underneath, yes? Have you ever a quick look around underneath?
Give it a go. They've got stairs going down. We'll have a poke around, but I'm going to fear probably heavy collapse. But we'll have a look. I'll go poking.
We're looking for tracks of verdant. Is that what we're looking for here?
I think it's anything we can find. I mean, I'm assuming there's going to be a room full of bodies in white cloaks.
As you go
He was
down,
talking about the technicians, whatever.
The herbists, drug makers.
as you go down, you don't find any more bodies. You find one orcish body,
Found an orc.
and then you follow your way round, and then you end
What
up.
killed the orc?
It looks like fire has burnt. Yeah.
Probably smoke as well.
And smoke. But you look and see them coming down, and then you're after maybe another half an hour's kind of trek, and investigation through the rubblous inwards, you come to the point where you met Levin in that kind of area on that corner.
The orc that we find, does he have an amulet?
That's exactly what I was about to ask.
It is destroyed, but yes,
What one?
changing.
shapeshifter.
You think it's
Hmm.
a polymorphing sort of necklace, or a
And
mask of
what-
many faces rather necklace.
The mighty morphing power amulet. Gotcha.
Yeah.
And not the more.
No.
No, they had tattoos of them all.
No, they had tattoos of the Frost Raven,
Oh,
Raven.
okay.
which is the other thing I would check just to see if I mean, it may well be burnt beyond recognition, but I would look for any signs in there.
The skin is pretty ruined, but you can maybe just make out like you know what you're looking for here.
Yeah.
You would see it, just like a fine outline of it, even within that charred orc flesh.
This guy looks like more like heat than fire got to him. Just like more smoke knocked to put him on his ass.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay,
And-
so do we find any footprints or anything like that down there? Do we find
No.
any? Okay.
You don't think that you don't find any signs of anyone escaping down.
No, everyone tried to escape up.
Yeah.
Okay. Mr.
Uh,
Moss has got some questions to answer.
But can we see if we can find the orc that we left tied up first?
Mm-hmm.
We need to get out of here anyway, so yes, we'll head back that way.
Kind of that way. So
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're gonna be heading southeasterly, back through the ruins, past the collapsed area that you'd recently flattened and made more safe.
Oh, don't do that. That tickled my toes.
Sorry. And you come to that spot. Let's have those investigation checks. Who's going down? Who's lifting? Who's shifting? Boulders, etc. Got a similar situation. So an assist with Jack.
Quite hefty pillars in this area as well. So
I was gonna say,
might be a good opportunity to actually find him alive.
I was gonna say,
I'm good with lifting.
Okay. So
yeah, I
do you?
think me and Jax should
Sure,
do
a Jack's
shifting.
assist, so advantage then to get down, start lifting
Cool.
these boulders and stuff.
I'll do the observation.
Okay.
22.
That's why I was assisting him.
At this point, still deeper. We must go. Next roll for me on this strength.
Uh, 19.
Yeah, still able to shift these boulders out of the way. Oh, and it's at this point you think you can start sensing and seeing some of that kind of slush and water, that sort of tide line within the thing. You think it might have even shifted slightly further up.
Yep.
Obviously,
Splish.
yeah.
Plus also the well got filled.
That's it. Yeah.
And
You
dried
feel-
out with the
feel
heat.
some of it, or maybe possibly some of the other water has affected the level of the water here.
Yeah,
You
the
think
fire
you're
may not have actually
close-
got that far down here. Smoke definitely did, but fire may have not done. But we'll
We've
see.
got the kind of tight situation again with. You can spend maybe another couple of hours digging,
I can see if
Or
I
we're
can't
gonna
wiggle down.
or we've got a squeeze situation.
I'll do that.
Okay, let's have.
Once Jackson gives me a rope.
Can I suggest you do your magic mind thing?
Killian. You know that thing you did to Jackson? When you made him really big. Can you do it the other way?
Yeah.
Can you make Owen really small?
How much smaller do I need to be?
Well,
He'll be
It would
like a
make
little goblin teddy bear.
Oh no 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 no
It would make you
no
one
no
height.
no no.
are you?
I'm running down this hole. I'm getting the heck out of here.
You
Can't-
can cast it,
can't-
you have to make a con save.
Is it a willing creature?
No, you can do it offensively. It's a save.
Are you going to cast it with Owen being willing, or Owen, are you willing to be shrunk?
Ooh.
No. Okay, are you casting it
I'm
anyway?
not willing to be shrunk.
Owen, please make a Constitution save.
Oh, you ass. Here we go.
What's the DC?
Oh, of course. 10. Am I tiny?
Little heroin.
He gets really small enough to give up on the. Oh!
I'm already that. You've got to be kidding. I'm literally gone down a category. I'm
You've gone from like
tiny.
this to this. I'm like.
Yeah, now a foot tall.
Literally a foot
I'm less,
tall.
probably less. I'm already two.
Like, halves you in height.
Oh, half. I am a foot tall. Yeah, I am literally this high.
I'll get his little ears. I'm like. Wee, wee, wee.
You know I'm going down a hole, right?
You know
Oh,
he
no,
can
no,
still
no.
stab you in the face.
Right.
I've pulled the rope so he's right in front of me, cast it, and then gone and then let him go again.
I slip out of the rope because it's now no longer attached to me. Slip out of the rope.
Oh, officially, it was something you. Does it count as you carrying it? Because otherwise, it would have shrunk the rope as well.
I'm attached to a piece of string.
You shrink all the objects.
No, it says choose either a creature or an object that is
and-
neither worn nor carried.
I'm gonna assume all my stuff goes small too. Otherwise, basically, you didn't see a goblin, you saw a pile of clothing wiggling around.
Everything you're
Target
wearing
weapons also
and
shrink.
carrying changes size with it.
Oh yeah, so you know I've got tiny little rope jacks.
So we've got a 25-foot rope,
25-foot string.
bit of cord, bit of twine.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
little shoelace.
really, really thin, tied around a tiny goblin. Charlie will cast. You're very small, Owen. You might.
It's him.
You might need some guidance. Charlie casts guidance on you.
Come here, please stop getting smell of me.
So you get a D4 on any check.
Thank you. I can get in a hole.
Yeah, tiny. You're not even going to have to make any acrobatics to get down here.
So,
No, I can get in this huge cavernous hole.
just reading this, so his weight is reduced to 1/8
Yeah.
of his normal weight.
1/8. Oh, good
But
God.
also,
I am a strong breeze. I'm out of here.
he also has disadvantage on strength checks and strength saving throws.
Mhm.
And your weapons also shrink to match your new size.
Mhm.
While these weapons are reduced, the target's attacks with them deal 1d4 less damage.
So if you have to fight anything down there,
Yeah.
Here's picks.
as you're moving down, you're warily looking around you.
This huge cavern that I'm in
In
now.
this huge cavern, which you can literally bowl it through due to your reduced size. And I will ask for an investigation check as you are
Oh my God.
looking for this the copse.
Giant.
Oh, I'm sorry, Toby. Did you get too hot?
Where you-
Just hope that none of the spiders still down here.
I was going to say...
You
know
had to
where
say
the-
that.
You know where
You
at the
had
top-
to say that.
Come on, off. Lay down then.
You know we're at the top.
Yes, you're at the top, holding a piece of twine with a goblin on the end.
Can I be looking around to make sure that there is nothing that can help us get
Doggy, yours is brilliant. Oh, that's not off. That's kind of.
I think that was switch off rather than.
Yeah, it was turned off.
So, investigation, what did you get, Owen?
22.
22.
Hmm.
You find the body of the small thing, which is now massive to you. Like,
Mm.
it's like more is this big. This is the baby one. It's huge.
Well, they were... No offence to Owen.
Now-
They were big to Owen anyway.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is it child with eldritch, like it being hit by some eldritch bolt, or is this kind of a fresh-faced one that's just been died from asphyxiation?
This looks like
That-
the one
that
that
word.
has been killed from several
Eldritch.
rounds of
Eldritch
yeah,
blasting.
eldritch
Gotcha.
energy.
Okay, cool. It's like, oh no, it's one of those. Ah, it's one we killed. Or is it? It is. Oh, good. Good.
Sorry, could you do me a massive favour? Could you grab my drink?
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry. I've had Toby's weight on me as well. My ankle is done for.
Okay.
Thank you.
And what was your check? What were you checking for through here?
I wanted to have a look around to see if there was anything. Well, just to make sure that there was nothing that could attack us while we were up top.
Yep, fair.
Sort of feeding Erwin down this cavern.
You see it like tunnels, like raptors. You see the tunnel thing going towards me. No.
No, as you're looking,
So do I need to?
you can make a perception check, but at the moment, I would say that you would not notice anything, even with your passive. But you can make an active check to see if there's anything else you notice.
60.
How you doing, Erwin? Well, this is that's in your
You
head.
notice a furious goblin
I know it's a furious goblin.
on the end of a piece of string. You notice that Charlie is looking a bit concerned, maybe, as you look around. But it's something about Charlie. You think is
Just so you know, it's only up to a minute.
for the small thing. So yeah, you're down this tunnel. You found the body of the thing. When you turn around to where you presume the body of your orcish friend should be.
Orcish person.
It seems
Yep.
to be there.
Is the bed still intact, or at least
Is the
bed that we stuffed him under still intact?
bed you stuffed him? Oh, because you moved
Yeah.
him down to the bottom section, didn't you?
Yes.
You did.
We moved him and stuffed him under a bed to keep him safe.
And you know what? Because the squelchy thing was in that bit, wasn't it? Yeah, that was the brain thing. Yeah, so the brain thing
Yeah,
was in
we
that bit.
stuffed him on the giant beds
On the giant bed.
specifically. Yeah.
Yeah, there in that area there are the remnants of the beds and the weird market thing that was under there.
Yep.
But you don't see the
Is there signs of like cut rope laying on the floor, like he cut his bonds or broke his bonds?
You can see the remnants of a piece of twine, a rope
Mhm.
of something, around the splintered, rotten wood of the bed frame.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like they used the actual edge of the splintered wood to
Saw his way
gradually
out.
saw
Yep.
their way out.
Smart. I will make my way back up. I'm sorry, Jackson. He escaped. There's cut rope down here. Well, hacked that rope anyway. I'd say he used either a stone or some part of the wood of the bed to weaken the ropes before snapping them.
He's got a head start on us then. But where's he going?
Can't really have followed us out. We were literally running past him.
There was other routes out that we didn't fully investigate.
Nowhere above us.
No, but he could have gone down past the locked gate and out that way.
It was
then.
still locked. We left it locked.
I'm pretty sure if I could get through a door, he could probably get through a door.
Not really a door. I'm not gonna. Yeah, it's fair. Fair.
And there was at least sort of, he's obviously going to know the tunnels because he's been living down here.
Let's assume that he escaped before the fire. Well, before the
Ooh,
collapse.
how close did you get to that?
Pretty close. Why? Do you want me to grab the rope for you?
No, I want to check the door.
No, that's wait that way.
It's not a million miles away from there.
No.
Like literally, we had the bed.
You
And
went
then
to
the door
market.
left.
Long corridor down into the bowl, and this
Where
there.
there was the two market stalls, the giant bed on a raised area,
Yeah.
and then there was the table and the door that went that way.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, but there's a tunnel first before he got to that door, 'cause it was in the bowl. It was a convex bowl area. The fire was in the centre of it. The table was just above it.
Yeah, I know where you're
But
talking about.
the back door was where the one that went
I'm
south,
gonna
where the
say
spiders
that
were.
is, you can't see that area, too heavily obscured.
I'm just thinking that was where I left my trap. We could find that we could find a sort of a dead orc attached to a trap because he kicks the door open and
Killian, how long does this last?
You are back. to the other side.
That long. Okay.
I was just about to say, how many seconds have you got?
And
Sorry, Jackson. Can't help you anymore.
Owen, you are a little bit abashed that A, you were shrunk, and B, that you were not pre-warned that it only lasted 1 minute.
Oh, I'm totally aware of I'm scheming her demise. His demise.
Lay down, dog.
Sorry, 1 second. Popeye.
Popeye the dopey dog.
Thank you. Good boy.
There you go. So yeah, no remnant of the corpse. All your investigation is kind of wrapping up here. It feels like. What would you like to do? The day is growing long.
well, we can wrap up a dead body and take it with us.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Isn't was it yeah?
Was it yesterday tomorrow? No, it wasn't yesterday tomorrow. 'Cause that's not a time. Or a
Tomorrow
place.
begins today.
We're meeting Feathers in the morning to leave
I was going to
tomorrow.
say, wasn't it tomorrow that we're meant to meet that
Yeah.
person?
Yeah, we're meeting Feathers
Feathers
and leave.
McGee.
Well,
So, why don't we? Because we can't really, with Erwin down there in that tiny little gap. We've got to get him up, haven't we?
Owen's come back out the hole.
He's come back out the
Yeah,
hole.
he's.
But
also
we
come
can't
back.
get down, can we?
It's very difficult. This is very tightly packed. You could dig. You could spend the evening doing it. You'd probably all suffer exhaustion if you did.
Yeah.
so.
We still need to speak to Umbra, Madam Umbra. We still need to find Tacklerbrow and ask him what the F he's up to.
assuming that it's actually Tacklerbrow and not someone wearing one of those face emblems.
I would like to find out if that's true.
Who currently has those face amulets?
1, 2.
Yeah, we've only got 2, haven't we?
Yeah.
'Cause the other one got smashed.
I've got one with 2 one charge.
Don't they
left.
refresh?
These are singles.
Okay, they're potions rather than.
Yeah. They're just contained within an amulet.
Okay.
2. I got 1. No, did Charlie use his for something?
He did.
Oh, excuse. Boss guy used it to get around town,
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
so he's used a charge.
Yeah, a charge. So I've got 1 and yours has got 3. Or no, I've got 2 and you've got 1.
I don't think I have one. I'll look at my
I
kit.
thought
But I don't
you'd
think so.
used yours.
We only had 2 because that was
Okay.
what Charlie and Killian were going around.
One
the
had a
crowd.
charge of 3 and one had a charge of 2. Did you give me the one with charge of 3 or the one?
You have to charge it to
Killian had the one with more charges to start with.
Okay, so
Yeah.
mine's down to 1 then. There we go.
Yeah, because you've already.
I need to mark it off my sheet.
Yeah, because you've already used one. How about then? Because we can't really investigate down anymore without completely wearing ourselves out. So, how about we go back to where we're staying with the things that we have found down here, the information that we have gathered from here.
Yeah.
Try and figure out, well, tell somebody the information that we know for certain so far. Try and figure out anything else that we haven't been able to figure out being down here. But if we get out and we have a proper think about it and talk to
Well,
Virgin,
can't we use?
You want to
Can't
talk to
we
them?
use guards. Like, we know we want to talk to Lady Umbra. We want to find Thacklebrow, and I want to see if any orcs have left the city in the last 2 days. So why
And
don't we send some guards round to collect them up and bring them to the palace?
yeah, and
And
I
we
wanted to talk to Verdant Moss.
who has
Wow.
gone
I think
back to
Erwin
the
does
prison.
also to corroborate some stories and
Yes.
Yeah. So that was
I need a pen and paper.
1, 2, 3 people, and any orcs that have tried to leave, or information on orcs that have
Verdant,
left.
Umbra, and Thacklebrow.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
3 people, or beings,
Mm-hmm.
whatever you want to call them, and then any orcs that have tried to leave in the last.
He wouldn't have had his amulet then because his was broken.
Yeah,
He didn't have anything. He literally had the sort of
Clothes on his back.
He literally took his armor off of him.
yeah.
Yeah, he's not gonna survive
Any
well or long
or
without help.
Yeah, which I think he had.
Yeah, but we could send the guards to do that while you two ask green-haired person stuff.
yeah.
We
Well,
didn't check
If
to
this
see Verdant
if this
Moss
orc
had
is
one of the
needs
things.
equipment to get out of here, and he does,
What's
he'll
that?
go to. Sorry,
We didn't check to see if Verdant Moss had one of the things.
I did.
What?
You
One
And
of
did.
the,
literally the first thing I tried. The only necklace he had on him was a wooden one with a tree.
That was similar to something you'd seen with your fair Serial.
Yes.
was Sarah able to change her?
She could wild shape.
Jim could change. Jim was a shape.
Jim is a shapeshifter. Jim is a doppelganger.
Sorry, thinking out loud.
Is it cool? Our orc friend's probably gone to Thacklebrow or Umbra, depending on which one we think is much more important than this one. If he's going to need equipment,
It depends whether he wanted to get healed first or not.
Umbra was a healer.
Exactly.
Yep.
So if he wanted to get healed, which would be the smarter thing to do, he would have gone to Umbra first. But if we get all 3 of them to the castle, like Jack said, send guards off to collect them, get the 3 of them up to the castle, we can question them individually.
we'll need to get permission from, from Lord Leven to do all that. We don't have the authority to do it ourselves.
Why not?
I'm
I
not
think what
king
he
here.
said is you are not actually in command of the town guard, Killian.
But I'm still royalty.
There's a king. I think they're his guards. But we'll probably get Lord Leven's help. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it won't help. Just we have to go through Lord Leven, not around.
Jax?
Although Jax does seem quite friendly with some of them. Do any of them owe you a favour, Jackson?
No, one of them owes me a training session.
He does.
Forgot about that.
One of the shit guards.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we don't want to sit in the shit guards, though, to go find these people.
He's only really got
Can I
shit.
just rock up and say bribe?
Yeah.
He's only really got shit guards because the only good ones he's got, he's sent on a secret mission to like go and find his son and probably die.
Maybe haven't done that yet. I don't think. Don't think he's done that
It
yet.
hasn't. It's in the play.
I think they're heading down to Kanzak.
Yeah.
They will be heading down to
I was
Kanzak. I
gonna
think
say,
they're actually already gone yet.
Knowing the shit guards, we'll ask them to go find orcs and now come back with kobolds.
No, they'll go to Umbra Thacklebrow, ask for a bribe, and come back and say they left the city,
True.
and then go get drunk on the large sum of money they have.
and then have a training session with Jax.
Yeah.
When they're good and
No.
sodden, and the blows won't hurt as much.
Because I know Jax is just going to beat the shit
Yeah.
out of
Tacklebrand would have already got his fingers into the guards. That's how he gets in and out of places. That's how he gets his illicit goods through the gates.
Yeah, so I think
Oh.
it's going to have to be the guards that we trust rather than the crap ones that we ask.
Or we do it ourselves, but it means running around and maybe being late for feathers in the morning.
I think we can do it smartly by going for Umber first. I think you're absolutely right. Our Orcren will be hurt.
But I think do all three at
As
the same
long
time.
as I'd be mobile, I'd still want a weapon before I'd want a healer.
I look around. Depends on what you wanted.
I think we just do all three at the same time.
That will require organisation, and that
Party.
requires us to go to Lord Leven first then.
Yeah.
Well, Lord Leven and our Moss friend are in the same location. We can do that, two birds with specifically one
You
stone.
do also,
And we do need...
So you do also know where the stablings are.
Mhm.
Oh,
So we could
lady.
see if
Is it lady?
Lady Umbra, yeah.
Yeah.
If her polar bears and her wagon are still there.
Which you haven't checked because you just kind of came here.
Oh. Yeah. True. Huh.
But I'm going to assume Lady Ambrose doesn't work alone, has, you know, staff or residences and other such paraphernalia. But yeah, fine. We'll see what happens.
What do you want to do? Tell me where you want to go, and I will take you there.
Well, can you get us to where either you said you knew where she is or
I know the area. I know where she normally parks up.
Well, let's head there. Well, no, let's head back somewhere. I don't really want to carry around a dead body wrapped up in a towel all night.
Well, at least that thing, we can actually get a guard to transport it to the castle.
Are there any guards about?
Yeah, when you get to the edge of the area, you can, you know, they're kind of guarding the perimeter and trying to stop people from coming in, and there's
Looting.
there's crowds of people saying, I just want to come and get, I want to see if this is it, and they're kind of, no, this is official king guard business. You're not allowed past here. It's under construction. It's an aggressive redevelopment of the area.
Also, not very
What?
safe.
What is this guard? Who is this guard? What the hell's going on with this man? How drunk is he?
Is it one of the shit ones? Or even better, is it Erwin's mentor?
No.
Okay.
What? He wouldn't be out here. He wouldn't be out here.
Are you rocking around with the globy thing?
Probably.
Yeah.
Because isn't that like yay big?
It's quite
Yeah.
That's why we didn't take it with us last time.
Yeah. Like dragging behind you in your tail. Through the...
I know, I've like hoisted it up.
It's like made of gold or something. That's gonna be some heavy.
It's golden. Maybe not.
All right, cool.
It's heavy. You have to keep taking breaks and popping it down and and then picking it up.
Who the hell do you think I am?
I think you're Killian Norn,
Exactly.
Dragonborn.
I hold up the world. Well, at least a very large boulder of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Hello. You got any more guards around here?
Yeah, David's that way.
I love that. Hello.
Well, okay. We need like a couple of you to like carry some stuff up to the palace for us.
What stuff?
This guy.
I assume he's wrapped in a blanket.
I wrapped it in a sort of
Bedroll.
bedroll.
What is this? A guy?
Well, it might be. I don't know. I can't tell.
It's a victim. We need to identify it.
He's sick.
on the body.
Yeah, immediately.
And we need that taken up to the palace to like be investigated and things.
Throw up again. I'm gonna make you clean it up.
David! And he calls his mate David. Yeah, this. The heroes want this taken up. David gingerly.
Ew.
Fireman carries.
The sick covered bedrock.
Covered.
That's the bit that make me say, ooh.
Yeah.
The irony is it's a child corpse. It's actually quite light.
Yeah.
all the water's drained out of it.
Carried up to the.
And the Orby thing.
Okay. I don't trust them carrying the globy thing.
So you're carrying the globy thing.
You're going to take that up there and like deliver it up to Lord Levin.
Oh, it ain't going to Lord Levin. Who's it going to, Pete?
You tell them.
I can't remember his name.
You're going to give it to the crazy doctor.
Do the voice. Do the voice.
Oh boy. Anyway.
Yeah, he might be crazy, but some of the stuff he said.
Crazy smart.
But he made robots, so you might be able to fix it.
Exactly, and also he might be able to tell us what it is and what it does.
I don't think he can tell us his own name. In fact, I'm pretty sure he can't even tell us his own name.
Me and him had a connection.
I'm nodding furiously.
When we spoke about the crystals.
Oh.
And the effect that I've got dog hair.
That licking dog hair, that licking crystals.
Yeah.
There we go.
And I thought the connection was you're both crazy.
But anyway, you're going to get that up to the castle for us.
Yeah.
Even if you just put it in Killian's room.
Yeah.
What, are you giving that to a guard or to Killian or to who, sorry?
I was going to give it to the guard that threw up because the other one's got the dead body.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't trust this guy to carry that up. How strong does this guard look?
He looks pretty beefy, but he also looks like he's eaten a lot of cakes.
Yeah.
Put it this way. If you don't do it, he'll probably eat you. He eats anything. And he likes pastries, and it looks like you do too.
Make
so you
an
probably
intimidation
taste
check.
At which point I just turn around and look at the guy and you see this like half smirk come out like and win.
So easy.
With advantage, because
I have advantage anyway.
Bloody orcs. Can't trust them.
19.
Yeah.
Alright. Now you good townsfolk, just stay there. I've got important hero business to attend to. Hero's assistant coming through.
Okay, so of the townsfolk, I'm going to be like, okay, you and you stand there and make sure no one goes that way until these guys get back.
It's dangerous.
I'm going to deputise a couple of the townsfolk.
With all sincerity, it's really dangerous over there. It's still collapsing down. It has to settle for a time before we can really safely go in there.
Persuasion check.
Me?
Persuasion.
Oh, Erwin with a persuasion, and then you with an intimidation. I don't know. What are you doing? You asked quite nicely, so I think it's persuasion.
No, I can't. I persuade nobody, apparently. Don't worry about it.
I was issuing commands.
I was trying for sincerity, but persuasion fair.
Yeah, I wasn't. I was you and you. You're on guard until these guys get
Okay, intimidation. See if you can intimidate some town folk.
Or leadership. Is there leadership? No, no leadership.
No. You have to be mean.
16 for that.
Yeah, they're townsfolk. They're commoners. Easy peasy. They're just like, okay. And they turn their pitchforks that they've been pointing at the guards or whatever they had. Now turn around and they're now facing outwards. Yeah, hero business.
There's going to be T-shirts with that on it. I know.
Yeah, they're like
But
holding
lively, it's hero
everyone
business.
up. And then you proceed your way to
Umbra,
Umbra's
the
wagon.
stables, and see where the Umbra is around.
Umbra to see if the stablings at the back of.
Umbra to see if the stables are there. Yes.
Yeah, just go to Umbra and see if the stables are there.
The
That's what
stables
you're
for
about
Umbra's
to
wagon.
say.
This is because we're going to end the session quite soon. But to the stablings, to the stablings to see if Umbra's polar bears are there. Yes.
Yeah, and
okay.
normally, and coincidentally, whether or not Umbra's wagon and everything else is there as well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also, just quickly, where's the crystal?
You
I've
got it.
got it in the ball thing.
Oh yeah.
Right. Okay.
I've got the ball thing. You've got a piece of the key, and Erwin's got a piece of the key.
Okay. So we need to make sure that that is hidden well in your bag before getting to Umbra, because I don't trust her at all.
Yep.
Well, I was wondering if we might want to open it while we're there, and if she's got a bit, then it might like attract it like a little bit when.
Hold her down, hoover, hold her down, and use it like a dirt devil, just like.
what is
There it is. It's like a magnet.
A dust buster.
Yeah, dustbuster, little dirt devil. Hoover it up.
It's like an eldritch dowsing rod. Like, evil, evil, evil.
Yeah, but what I'll end up doing is I'll get near the shard fall and I'll pull it out, and then be like, I'll go flying towards the shard.
Yeah, how's the speed of yours?
Like, yeah, the mass of the crystal just sort of vom dunk. There's just like Jack's. I found one. Like hanging off the side of this giant.
It's like there'll be like a little bit hidden in the wall of her wagon, like behind a panel, and Jax just goes into the side of the wagon, and there's just a Jackson hole, and then this pink crystal just goes into
I
it.
was actually thinking the other way around. Actually, the bit she's got is probably even bigger. It's in her wagon. And he's like, pulls out the thing, opens it up, and suddenly the wagon starts rolling towards him. What the? Ah!
There's this chase scene where Jax hasn't realised that the magnetism is pulling the wagon
The wagon's
towards him.
after you. I can't lose it. It keeps running around
Pursued by a
corners.
wagon. Just running to the town.
Pay to see that. I pay to see that.
Oh.
Okay, so yeah, we'll go and investigate that on next time we play. We'll go to the
Indeed.
stablings. We shall see where the bears are. We'll find Umbra. We'll find Thacklebrow.
We'll see if the stables.
We'll see if the stables are in Umbra.
are in Umbra's
Ooh.
wagon.
Ooh. I know she's a large lady, but I don't know.
Yeah, like a trans-dimensional portal to animal stablings in her backside.
She's like the TARDIS.
Yeah, it's bigger than you.
Oh,
on the inside.
no. Just no. Wrong with you, woman?
Thank you for playing, everyone. That's where we'll end this session's recording. Definitely.
Good job.